Welcome to the Beer Belly Pod. Wait, I'm starting to lag a bit. Do you notice that at all?
That's all right. It looks good. If anything, it's a little motion to the ocean kind of thing. That's all right.
Okay,
This is how we always
again.
start these things.
Welcome to the Beer Belly Pod, where we talk about the most important things in life: science, planets, stars, starfish, and of course, God.
Ninja
Which is-
stars.
Beer to us. This is
Bless
my
us.
holy savior. Bum-ba-da-dum. This is Beer Belly Pod. where we talk
Electric
beer.
living. Nice. My lighting's actually kind of rough right now, at least on the beer. But yes, we have like Zeus himself blessing us with this beautiful hazy IPA right
look at
here.
that.
A hazy India Pale Ale, if you will.
I'm gonna
By
just.
Highland Park Brewery.
Ooh, okay.
First one by
okay.
them.
You ready to crack this bad boy open? By the
All
way,
day.
guys, I lied. We don't talk about facts or anything. It's just beer and silliness.
Zero facts even.
Don't listen
actually.
to the intro. I'm glad the intro brought you in, but don't think of me as a liar. I'm a visionary.
Exactly. There's a difference, God damn it. He has a vision of lies, but a visionary nonetheless. All right, let's do this. So we actually had a buddy who watched the show request that we start using glasses again. So that way, y'all watching the video versions of these on YouTube, again, just search Beer Belly Podcast. That way you guys can see exactly like what the coloring is like going on. Oh, and this one is it definitely in the name. It's a hazy ass boy. Holy shit. Feel like I'm going to be drinking a mimosa. Oh, God, I just poured a little bit on myself. Are you there, John? I can't hear you. Oh, no wonder I couldn't hear you. You're cutting out. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
There you are.
Yeah.
What
I
happened?
muted myself. I'm a dumbass. I
Oh, what a
muted
dumbass.
myself. Such a dumbass. I was saying, can you smell the haziness? But Jesus Christ,
I can certainly see it.
this thing
Damn.
is
There's
pretty cloudy.
AJ. No more AJ. AJ.
Have you seen the movie The Mist? If you walk into this, you will die.
On that note, cheers.
Cheers.
Whoa. The
Hmm.
Citra is pretty strong with this one. I gotta take another.
I'm not
sip.
getting much of an. Are you getting much of an aftertaste? I don't know if I am.
Not an after, but it's very Citra forward though. I'm getting that right off the bat.
I
Oh
don't mind
wow.
it though. I agree with you. I feel like it's simple in the sense that that's all I'm tasting. I'm not
Yes.
getting any more or any less. It's Citra. I feel
Right.
like it's a classic hazy IPA for sure.
Exactly. And for those of you watching from home or on your drive, this is a 6.8 alcohol by volume beer right here. 16 fluid ounce can. So definitely would recommend. This is a nice tall glass that I'm working with, and it fit the glass perfectly. I'm loving it. It's not very brutish. Like, it's definitely not one of those more boldly flavored IPAs to where you feel like you're getting punched in the stomach or something.
No, not at all.
It's not overly hoppy, but it's definitely nice and carbonated with like a nice bit of haziness
I feel like
throughout.
this is a very good introduction beer. If you're like, well, I want to try hazy IPA, it's not.
Yeah.
It's smooth. Most of the hazy IPAs, it's kind of like there's a nasty aftertaste, at least from my experiences, except for a selected few, of course. But
Yeah.
this is one of the ones that doesn't have that much of an aftertaste. Like I said before, I feel
I
like it's straight
agree.
to the point.
Yeah, the hazy IPAs that we had on episode 1 quite a while back, though some of those had a bit of an aftertaste, but for the most part, I actually enjoyed the aftertaste that those brought. But this one, it's definitely bringing the Citra to it. Like I keep saying that, but it just stands out more than any other hazy
Anything
IPA I
else.
feel like
Yeah.
we've had on the show so far.
Yeah. That's
John's
me,
making the kissy faces.
just dissecting the flavors I already have in my mouth.
Sorry to those of you who have misophonia. Do you know about misophonia, John?
No, describe it to me, please.
It's pretty much where, I mean, I don't know if it's only toward mouth sounds, but particularly people that listen to podcasts get upset and get like a little queasy when they hear mouth sounds, which it's, I guess, maybe an angle of misophonia. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, phonia.
Misohornia?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Where they want something in their mouth is misophonia.
And all of the flavors.
I think he's looking at his girlfriend as he says that. For
Every single bit of flavor. Sorry.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit. Say again.
My chihuahua just peed all over my bed.
Awesome. It sounds like a great day for
I
you.
said my chihuahua. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, you're good.
Can you hear me? Yeah, okay, you can hear me. Okay. But my internet's a little funky. I was saying that my chihuahua peed all over the bed.
Oh, we got that part in. How are you? Are you okay?
I'm a little traumatized. I saw it happen. Felt like I could have stopped it, but at the same time, I'm holding a delicious beer.
Exactly.
Pointing
Priorities,
beer
really.
for the audio listeners. Priorities. Do I want to sleep in a pee-free bed? Maybe. Do I want a beer? Definitely.
A little bit more.
Especially when my savior's in it. Or on it. Zeus.
Himself. There you go. Yeah, you have a good angle of it. Nice. So I had to ask, I figured we'd start off a little topical today. So we had the PS5 like showcase. We had the Xbox Series X and Series S showcase. What are you feeling right now, man? We have the price points for both. We have the release dates for both, which are like 2 days apart, literally in November. November 10th and 12th.
I didn't see the PlayStation's shit at all.
Oh.
Didn't have the time this week, sadly. I did see some of the trailers and the price points, and it seems like Sony's winning this war.
As far as games go, oh yeah. I mean, what the full version of the PS5 is $500 and the digital only is $400, I believe, right?
And what's the Xbox
the series prices? So the Series X is going to be $500 as well. However, if I'm not mistaken, the Series S, the smaller version, I believe that's going to be like $299. So that's like
what I
quite
saw,
a steal. It's like you can have a full-fledged next-gen console that just can't run like negatively 4K, if I'm not mistaken, I think is one of the drawbacks of it. But I mean, if you don't have a 4K TV, it's not going to bother you at all then.
Why the fuck does it matter? Yeah.
Exactly. It's still an extremely powerful console. And for the same price as a Nintendo Switch, that's a pretty big steal, dude.
I would rather have a new Xbox than a new Switch. I'll say that.
Well, you have a Switch, so you have that. You can, you have that comfortability, I suppose.
I would trade in my Switch for a new Xbox.
Easy. Would you?
Yeah, I only use my Switch to play Power Rangers, and I play Power Rangers on Xbox.
Oh, understood. Okay, I feel you. Well, it hasn't happened quite yet, but as of the airing of this episode on the 22nd, so actually probably around the time that this episode will have aired, September 22nd is when pre-orders officially start for the Xbox Series X. I'm really trying hard to talk myself out of it because I was actually able to get my pre-order taken care of for PS5. So I'm like really struggling to decide how I want to handle that.
It's hard to find it, right? It seems like everybody's is reserving this fucking PlayStation.
It was a mission and a half. Like, okay, so I don't want to get too like boring with it, but essentially my journey to find this freaking console was I got home from work, stopped at my girlfriend's house. We were chatting, having a nice time with her family, and then she was like, "Oh, by the way, did you hear about the PlayStation 5 announcement?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they were like, "Oh, they announced like the price point and that it's for pre-order." I was like, "Why are you just telling me now?" I could have tried to pre-order at work. So while I was chatting with her, I was feverishly trying to like find it on my phone, a pre-order. Couldn't find it, and so I just gave up all hope. Got home, showered, and I was like, "You know what? I'm going to give it one more freaking try." And so I gave it a good try. I went on GameStop, Amazon, Best Buy, went back and forth with those three over and over again. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stick to Amazon and Best Buy. We'll see what happens. And then with Best Buy, what I did, it might work for any of you that are listening. I can't guarantee now because I think those bitches are sold out by now, by far and away. But anyway, I was able to just change my location of in-store pickup. And then eventually I was bouncing around cities to cities around us. And finally, one city allowed me to get it. And I was like,
What city?
holy shit, Montclair, in Montclair, California.
Oh, that's not very far from you.
Nope, not very far. So I was like, yes, sweet. I mean, it was weird because I kept trying to pre-order like just the console or a console bundled with the game. And then eventually I settled for trying to just go for like Spider-Man and PS5 together. And every time I went to add it to my cart, it would do so. But then once I went to pay for the order, all of a sudden it would drop down $500. And I'd be like, fuck, like it wasn't allowing me to access the console
Oh.
itself until finally it did. And I was like, oh, so I pre-ordered it and my card's been charged. So as long as Sony doesn't decide or Best Buy decide to cancel my pre-order, knock on wood, then I should be a proud owner of a PS5 in a couple months. We'll see.
Yeah, I can't. I'm looking at it right now. Can't even pre-order it anymore.
That was
Coming soon.
Yeah, no, yeah. That was me the night of it being announced, it released. So, and that was like hours later, and I just got lucky. I kept seeing some gamers on Twitter. They kept posting like, "Oh my god, I was able to get one." What? And I was like, some of them were from like 9 hours ago, some were from 3 hours ago, and then I started seeing people tweet it out like 30 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have a chance." And so that's why I just kept trying, and thank God, because I'm pretty hype about it.
I'm a little jealous. I mean, I'm okay to wait, but I'm gonna pre-order. Well, they delayed Halo, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
What's even the point?
Yeah, really. It's a good point. I mean, they're going to have like a bunch of cool games anyway for launch, I imagine, for Xbox Series X. But at the same time, yeah, like the launch titles, we'll see what happens. But honestly, I'm just more hyped for what PlayStation has to offer right off the bat.
I was told that first-party games are going to go up $10.
Really?
Have you heard anything about this?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I did see that on Best Buy. I saw that I was like, oh, $70? Is that like a new next gen thing going on right now? But then I saw other versions and they were down to 60, and I wasn't quite sure. Like maybe there was like a special edition version I was looking at. I'm not sure, but honestly, at this point, I'm not that surprised. I think it's unfortunate because that's a buck. That's a buck.
My thing about it is when DLC is a thing with every single video game, why are you charging me $10 more when you're already gonna take 70 off of me, off the 60 I already spent? If I'm really dedicated to a game, I'm gonna keep buying your shit. But now they're just charging me more up front, and I'm still gonna be paying for more DLC.
Absolutely good point, because that's the point of them making DLC, is to continue people buying into that brand. That's how they make their money, because apparently like the game sales, I mean, obviously they help, but the DLC sales are what make a difference. And as far as like, cool, does that mean we should invest further into this franchise? And are we going to continue to have payment or like to make money throughout the year, And that's the thing. Like if you want an initial chunk of $70, I mean, obviously their profits are going to go up exponentially, but even still, that's a lot of fucking money. It's a lot of money.
It's not cheap at all. Do you know how many beers I can buy with $70?
How many, John?
7.
At least. Yeah, it's so true. I mean, honestly, this is still beer from the last haul we did a couple months ago, and it's lasted us pretty damn well. So
yeah, but we bought a lot. This was probably the biggest haul we got.
That's true. I'm thinking of the first time we went. We spent $100 total, I think, and that was like 50 you, 50 me, and that was like our very first haul back in the day at like Bradley's Fine Wine and Spirits out in Orange, if I'm not mistaken.
But when we went to Holland's Head, we spent $100 each. I remember checking my bank account the following day and thinking, "What the fuck did I buy?"
Right. Absolutely. Oh, you stay that close to the mic. You sound good, sir.
What the fuck did I buy?
Yes.
It's what I thought. And then, a few days later, my girlfriend was looking at the beers and she's like, "Did you know that you bought a $30 stout?" No. I was drunk.
I didn't remember that.
Beers. That makes more sense. No, I don't. I mean, I kind of do. I kind of remember the conversation of us saying that if we bought it, it would be a specific episode by itself.
Yes, which we did, which was fun.
Which we did.
And
we had no choice because my men had been opened.
Right. Oh, that's right. Go back to our Ghost Proton episode. That was fun. I think that episode, I'm probably going to get the name wrong, but I think that episode is called A Foot Fetish for Bigfoot.
Makes
So
sense. I do
listen,
have a foot fetish for Bigfoot.
as do I. How are you doing on your
Good
beer, sir? How
fetish.
you liking it?
It's not bad. It's going down pretty smooth. I'm almost done.
Yeah, samesies, dude. I'm having a great time with it. I'm about a third left.
Oh,
I was going to ask though, just I mean, we can move on, but between the PS5 and Xbox Series X or the Series S, whichever you prefer, which of the consoles do you think you'll go with first?
if it wasn't, well, here's the thing. I'm a fighting game player. There has not been any next gen fighting games announced, right?
Not that I know of, not yet. I mean, nothing's
Yeah.
guaranteed quite yet.
So nothing. The only other thing that was appealing to me was Halo, and Halo was delayed. So Xbox would have been the console I would have got first, just because I thought I was gonna get Halo within a few months of it being released. The Xbox. That's no longer the case. So I'm gonna wait altogether. But if I had to right now, it would probably be the PlayStation, just because I know
Wow.
fighting games are more optimized on the place. At least from the previous generations, they were more optimized on PS4 opposed to Xbox One.
True. And some of the biggest one and more powerful ones, I shouldn't say powerful, but some of the, how can I explain it? Similar to JRPGs, a lot of fighting games end up exclusively on the PlayStation consoles. That's just the way it's been since like PS4. So that's kind of what we're running into at this point now. Not
Yeah.
all of them are like that, but a good amount have been that way over the past 5-6 years now. It's just like if you want Street Fighter, you're gonna have to buy a PlayStation 5. More than likely, it's gonna be a console exclusive all over again, just because they ended up doing Capcom, that is, ended up doing a great job with Street Fighter 5. Like a year and a half down the line, they improved the fuck out of that game.
The game is still trash.
I think if you and I
It's gotten
dedicated,
better,
it has. I think if you
but
and I
it's still
dedicated like
trash.
2 months toward just
Nah.
playing and learning that game, I think we'd have a great time.
I would rather learn fighters than Street
Dragon Ball
Fighter.
Fighters.
Yeah.
I would agree. I'd be down for that, sir. I would love to do that. Just have like 2
I
months of experimenting
I
with a
have
different
the
game.
absolutely worst itch for Marvel 3, and I haven't stopped playing it.
That's cool.
It's just the itch is there, and I can't scratch it. No matter how much I play, it doesn't go away.
That's cool. That's cool. Do you own it
I,
on your console at home?
yeah, Xbox One.
Oh, okay, cool. You bought
So
that version?
I'll start Power Rangers for like 10 minutes. I'm like,
Mhm.
this shit is slow. And then I go right to Marvel 3.
Right. To anyone who might be a fan of fighting games, or maybe you dabble them every now and then, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. It's a super like inexpensive game.
Oh,
The
it's so good.
DLC, like the DLC, is always on sale. So if you ever want a good fighting game, I mean, I get it. We're gonna bring up this game throughout the however long we do this podcast for. But I get it. Power Rangers, little nerdy, little geeky. Didn't watch it since I
So
was a
are
little
we.
kid, but the fighting game itself is freaking sick, and it kind of makes me have a new appreciation for something I haven't watched since I was like 7 years old. So I'm kind of hyped for that game. Power
And I
Rangers
love
Battle for the Grid. Download it.
and I love to put my foot in yo ass with my Sentry. And Red Ranger. I mean, Red Ranger is my best character. I get it. But I love me some Sentry. I think Sentry is the coolest character in the game. Next
if
to
it,
Zed.
if it wasn't for you, I would not have as much experience fighting against a character like Sentry. I finally grinded through like the 3 computer matches you have to go through to get to ranked matches online. Finally
Mhm.
did it, and I've been having a blast online with that game on the
Online,
ranked
it's
matches.
nice. It's
Because
really good.
I was doing player matches, and the vast majority of matches, not trying to brag or anything, but I ended up just kind of wiping the floor
Steamrolling.
with everyone. Yeah, it just was what I mean.
Because
I just happened to be a little more versed than they were.
those matches are for people who are too big of bitches to join ranked. I
Yeah,
called you out. Sorry, join ranked.
it's true. It's true. And so I finally just was like, whatever. I'll grind through the 3 dumb computer matches. It'll take me 5 minutes, and then I'll get into the ranked matches. And I mean, granted, I started from the bottom and worked my way up, but I've already jumped so many levels. Obviously, I'm not the best player at this game, and I know eventually I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to be
It becomes
humbled.
difficult.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get
Trust
humbled
me,
hard.
I've been there, and I'm very cocky about that game. At least I was at one point.
Right. And I've been doing it. I mean, not to brag, but I've been doing a good job. Like I'm kind of kicking people's asses.
Bro, do you want to play?
Let's
You want
go.
to play right
I
now?
know I'll cry when I play you, but it's been a fun time. Like realizing, oh damn, I'm actually pretty good at this game compared to other people. Like I figured the thing is for Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, in my mind, I feel like since it's such like a low key fighting game, like not that many people know about it. It's like in my mind, I feel like I'm going to run into the most hardcore of hardcore fighting game players. And playing online now, I could see that working my way up to the rank I'm at now. It's not usually the case. Like there's still people that are just genuinely interested in the game like we are. They just aren't quite at the same caliber that I'm at, and I'm not at the same caliber that someone like you are at, Mr. Top 100 in the country.
Not anymore. Oh no, I'm free at the game. The game
You could bring it back.
It's been. No, I would rather play Marvel.
Fair enough.
I would rather play Marvel.
Well, Marvel's got air dashes.
And magnetic blast for days.
Magnetic blast. Well, I don't want to bore everyone with our fighting game.
Exactly, with fighting games. Fuck fighting games. So let me tell you about a story that happened at work. I'm gonna take a drink before
I was gonna say the same, and we should probably get our other beer pretty soon too. I'll take another sip first. As you were.
So I'm gonna just say it from the start. This is a fart story. No twist ending. So I was at work. Well, let me start with this. I'm 31-year-old man.
Humble brag.
And the perfectly placed fart is a hilarious fart.
It's a piece of art.
It's a piece of fart, is what you meant.
Zinga.
Yes. And so typically I think farts are just funny. They're just funny. 31-year-old man, I just think they're funny. Especially when
ripping ass is one of the best gifts you can give.
But when you're in a public bathroom, you know what's gonna happen. You're not gonna laugh. You know, at least I don't. I don't think
when someone else farts.
When you're in a public bathroom and you hear somebody else fart, typically I don't laugh. It's just like, okay, this guy's a little gassy. I am too occasionally.
Exactly.
Human.
You try to hold it, like you try to let it pucker out like little by little, but sometimes you just gotta let the anaconda rip.
So
that's the saying, right?
You know, I was 7 hours into my shift, about an hour left, and all of a sudden I'm like, I think I need a poo. So I go to the bathroom and I'm enjoying my poo for a good 6 minutes.
Nice.
And then out of nowhere, I hear the door open. And somebody walks in, AJ. And it's like a horror movie, okay? This person's walking in. I'm thinking, holy shit, what is he going to do? Is he going to pee? Is he going to poo? What is it going to, what's going to happen? So he goes into the stall. I'm like, this guy going to poo. It's going to happen. It's okay. He sits down and he lays the loudest, longest fart I've ever heard in my life. And I'm trying my best. And I'm trying my best not to laugh. And I mean, I hear him come in. He goes to the stall and just for like 15 seconds it must have been. And I just hear him go, oh. And then he does another 4-second long bellow, and I'm like, I'm out. I tap, bro. I wiped my butt and I left.
Oh, like you found a prize at the bottom of a Cracker Jack box. I didn't know we were packing that in here. Oh, shit.
How do you not laugh? I tried so hard not to. It was already hard enough when it was going on for 7 seconds. I'm like, holy shit, this is still going. Before him to go, oh.
He was surprised it was that powerful.
Yeah.
What a nightmare. Oh my God. It's like at that point, he knew what he did was hilarious, which I can respect a lot.
I didn't know we were in a battle, but I forfeited. I washed my hands and I left. Did I wipe? I don't know. I was traumatized.
My ass cheeks were slightly stuck together for the next 3 hours, but at least I got the fuck out of there.
Holy crap. I thought I could let some rip, but man, he's a legend. A legend. And I only know him by his shoes. I just know there's a champion walking around work, and I have no idea who it is.
Do you have me. Do you have the image of those shoes burned into your brain right now?
Oh, you know it. Blue Converse.
You heard it, Blue Converse. You heard it. John knows you. That's what you got to do from now on. Whenever you go to work, look for Blue Converse. You'll find out who it is. Blue Converse. That might have to be the title of this episode.
Blue Converse?
Something like that. We'll
Fucking
figure it
bastard. Yeah, so. Whew.
That was a big gulp.
It was nice. It was nice.
Well, we are done with our first beer. I have in mind. Do you want to grab yours real quick?
Oh, you already got yours? Fuck yeah. Hey,
I'll go.
Hey, plug us.
Let's do it.
Respectfully, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you ever heard it? Have you heard any of the plugs I've done?
Oh, when I edit the episodes and when I take the time to listen to the episodes, once I upload them, fuck yeah, you bastard.
Don't disrespect me when I'm gone, AJ. I'll come at you, bro.
I would never think anything of it. That doesn't make sense. I just definitely wouldn't disrespect him. Totally wouldn't.
I'm watching.
All right, the headphones are off now. John's a piece of shit. He, he touches himself at night in a very inappropriate way. I've seen him masturbate to Bigfoot, hence the foot fetish, as you can imagine. But as far as plugging this podcast goes, if you want, we. In between episodes, we like to put out little silly content, have some fun like we've been doing this episode. So you can always follow us on Twitter and Instagram with @BeerBellyPod. If you want to send us any emails, you can send them to beerbellypod@gmail.com. Say, for instance, if there's, maybe you have a small business, you want to send us something so that way we can unbox it during the show. Get yourself some publicity for free, kind of, other than just sending the product to us. Again, email us, beerbellypod@gmail.com. We'll be happy to unbox anything that you bring us. You said you're going to cut me?
I'll come at you.
You have no idea what I said. I guess you got to listen to the episode now. You bastard.
No, I don't want to do that.
A podcast so good, one of the hosts doesn't want to listen to it. Shining endorsement.
All right.
So, John has a big boy version compared to what I got, but it is still the same beer. Oh, and yours is the No Stone Goes Unturned version?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's even better. So we got the triple IPA, Stone Ruined Again. Not Ruination, Ruined Again.
I still call it Ruination, though.
Ruination, the
Ruined
sequel.
Again, yeah.
It's a cute name. I'm excited. I'm going to take a quick sip from the... Actually, no, I know. I'll wait. I'll pour some into my glass like a gentleman.
I'm curious to know, out of the cans or the can and bottle, if the color is any type of difference.
Let's check it out.
Looking at your...
This is a dark boy.
Yeah.
This is a dark-ass boy.
Dark but clear.
Dark but clear. Well, compared to the hazy, that's for sure.
Can you see my face?
Yeah, I can see John's face. You got to watch the... Make that face, but put your glass in front of it now for the thumbnail. Okay, something like that.
Wait, I can do this, AJ.
Go ahead.
Wait.
All right, you know what? While we're at it, let's make our thumbnail faces really quick. 3, 2, 1. Okay, very good. You got to watch the video episodes of these guys. Come on, what are you doing? If you have a spare hour to just chill out, you can see the beauty that is John's face right now. You look like Count Dracula. That looks like a fang coming out of your face.
To suck your beer. Oh, man.
Oh, I just took a good taste of that. Damn.
So... Let me tell you the new thing my girlfriend did to me. That was like, okay, you got me.
What did the devil woman do to you now?
So I'm gonna put the camera down so y'all can see my beautiful.
It's a great shirt. It's a great shirt.
It's pretty nice, right?
Oh yeah, it's sexy.
So my girlfriend picks me up from work, and she was like, "I bought you something." I was like, "Fuck yeah, gift." And she was like, "But
I love gifts."
But just so you know, I bought you it. But I bought it a size smaller on purpose because I know it fits me.
That premeditated shopping right there.
And I was like, what the fuck? And then she was like, well, no, it's for you. it's just I bought it purposely smaller so I can wear it. And you know what my response to that, AJ, was fuck that. Give it to me, and I will stretch that bitch out. But that is my shirt.
See, now you say that, and I think that's a decent response, but
I'm wearing it.
you forget one huge point though, sir. You are a man in a committed relationship. You stretch that shirt out, do you know what that shirt becomes for her? A night
PJ
shirt, a sleepy shirt.
Fuck.
So you ain't, yeah, that's definitely still her
My
shirt.
two shade was too shade. Is what I'm hearing. Well,
Oh yeah, your touche was touche.
thanks for bursting my bubble. First I had to get kicked out of the bathroom because somebody had the bezel of the Kings. And now you're telling me my touche was for nothing.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're dead wrong in that regard. The problem is you love this woman and you're gonna let her wear it. You know you will.
Yeah. It's so cool though. Again, I'm gonna show it again.
It's a badass shirt.
I don't really like Mandalorian shirts, but this
Sure.
reminds me of like anime.
Yes, I
That's
agree.
Like straight up.
It's a sick shirt. I mean, like the kanji on it makes it that much better. It really does. It's so sick. That is, it's like the
so
scene.
good.
It's like the scene where he gives them the like the joystick ball top.
The joystick ball top, yeah.
So good. I really got to watch that show before season 2 comes out because I'm actually pretty hyped for it. I'll admit I enjoyed every episode of The Mandalorian, but I'm excited for season 2. But I'll say this. I don't know. I think I'm in kind of a resurgence with Star Wars right now. I get it. You know, they didn't do everything great with a prequel series. I get it with the saga.
Or the sequel or Star Wars for the most part in general.
I said prequel, but I meant the sequel saga and agreed for both. They're not perfect at all. Nowhere near. But
not even close.
Honestly, though.
Their mamas don't even think they're cute.
That's when you know it's bad. But I have to say that I still just somehow, some way, I can't help but enjoy myself and smile whenever I watch one of those new fucking movies. Whether it's Force Awakens, which was on TV today at work. We also had The Last Jedi playing. Rogue One was playing today.
Rogue One is so good. I still think it's great.
Did you end up watching that with Yvonne?
Yep.
You took 2 nights to watch it, right?
Yes, 2 nights. The only one we haven't seen so far this is basically the last one is Solo.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
We're going to watch Solo, and then we're gonna move on to Lord of the Rings from there.
Okay. Has Sin hit you up tonight? You or Yvonne? Check your phone.
No.
All right. I'm gonna throw this out there. Maybe she was just excited, but her plan is you and I and Yvonne have like a Tuesday night date night if you guys are available this coming week. And what I need you guys to do, if you guys can't make it, that's fine. But in the future, you guys got to plant the seed. Hey, we watched the Star Wars saga together. You guys should totally do the same. Something like that. Because I've been wanting to do that with Sin for a long time.
Okay. So kind of bring up like that. Well, John's girlfriend loves him enough to watch Star Wars, right?
Exactly. Well, the thing is, Cynthia.
I just got to look for my woman. I'm saying you're amazing because AJ's going to say to Sin, his woman.
Hold on, wait. Yvonne can't hear me right now?
She can't hear you. No.
Okay. Yvonne, actually, he thinks you're a piece of shit. You know, he's said a racial slur toward you, but not just you, your family, and not just your family, but your dog.
And her cow.
And her cow.
And her cow.
Especially shame on your cow.
AJ said shame on your cow.
AKA the chihuahua that pissed on her bed.
By the way, I'm still getting hit because they said she's amazing for watching Star Wars, and I'm still getting hit.
What can you do? You can't win. But you do have that awesome shirt.
Now, AJ, I don't know if you know this about me, but
definitely don't.
Star Wars is very whatever to me. I think I like Star Trek more. Do you know that about me?
I can imagine. I mean, do you like classic? Do you like classic Star Trek too?
Yeah, I do.
Oh wow!
I've seen a lot of those movies. My dad was a bigger Trekkie than he was Star Wars.
All right, respect. I didn't know that, but you also, I mean, like, I don't know. How can I explain this? I will
Trekkies
say,
are retarded for not liking Star Wars. Yeah, I get it.
Jesus Christ,
I get it. But you know what? I got Khan.
I am God.
God, that movie was decent. But the first and third one were great.
Honestly, I know
I
you
think Khan
say
was
that,
good.
but
Khan is good.
I personally love Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan.
People were just too attached to the originals, and they compared them too much.
I see. The thing is this. I mean, I know you and I have a special bond about Into Darkness. I really cannot think of that much that was wrong with the movie. I'll get it. There's one part of the plot that's a little funkadoo when it's like, oh, all of these people that were cryogenically frozen for years, I'm going to use them as missiles or something weird like that. But otherwise, I thought the movie was fantastic and amazing in IMAX, I might say as well. But that's just me.
Oh, it was great. I know I made my remarks about it earlier, but I think Khan was good. Benedict Cumberbatch was great on it. It's just people were too attached to the originals.
Is that all it was? Like Revenge of Khan was like a huge thing for people back in the day. Granted, you and I were not alive when that movie came out. Like 30, 40 decades ago. I don't know.
Why are we nerds talking about these movies?
I know, right?
You haven't even told me what you thought about the beer.
It's more hashtags used for the uploads.
I know, right?
I'm enjoying it. I'll say this, sir. Okay, so this is something else I wanted us to talk about just briefly. We don't have to get into crazy detail, but John and I, we both had a great past weekend where we were in Las Vegas to celebrate our friend Peter of SG Geek Podcast. You should follow that podcast. It's a great podcast.
It's pretty damn good. I mean, the guy with the long hair and the beard is pretty sexy.
I hit it once or twice.
I think Peter should be replaced with a broom. That's just me.
Hashtag a broom with a beard, really.
and yeah.
Replace Peter with a beer. This is this podcast. Anyway, inside jokes for SG.
So beer.
I know, right? Anyway, yeah, we had a great weekend of Las Vegas. I gotta say though, in the back of my mind, everywhere we went, I was like, I'm gonna get sick. I'm gonna die from this. I was scared shitless everywhere we went. Had a great time regardless, but I can't help but think that in the back of my mind, I was cautious about everything.
Are you talking about COVID?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
The elephant that's always in the room. Were you okay? Did you not think about it at all?
More so towards the end of the trip.
Because there was coughing?
I know. Well, no, because not at the very end.
End.
We were with the bigger crowd on like Saturday, Sunday. Well, no, I shouldn't even say that. I guess not. It's in the back of my mind, and it's COVID. So I already knew that when we were coming back, we were going to get tested regardless, or we were going to quarantine for 2 weeks just because of our parents are older.
Of course.
But that being said, that test was fucking different.
You're talking about the nasal swab?
Yeah.
It's invasive a little bit, but you got to do it.
It's quick. Those 2 seconds that it's in my nose, Jesus Christ.
They put it in for you from the picture you sent me, right?
I could smell colors for a second. It was.
Is that periwinkle?
Yeah.
Hey, I just smelt green, and I taste it now too because the senses are interlinked.
It tastes a little like red.
Oh, that's just blood. Never mind. I'm good. She just burst a nose vessel. Never mind. I'm good.
Yeah, that test was it was different. Again, I'm glad I did it. It took a lot off my mind. I needed to go back to work, so you got to do what you got to do. Be a responsible person, and
Absolutely.
care about the well-beings of others.
Why do you say that as if you were unsure about someone else carrying the same amount?
Because I don't give a shit. I cough all over you, AJ. But that being said, let's steer off the subject of COVID. And since you brought it up, let me ask you. 18-year Whistle Pig. I heard you had it on that trip.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely did. So, full disclosure for those of you who are watching and listening. So, John and I, we took some time as we got into Las Vegas to go to a Total Wine location, hit them up. They were really nice and all. We got such a bargain on that bottle, but we had to jump through
Oh,
some
we had to
hoops to make it happen.
fight for that shit.
I wasn't willing to let it go easily. Hell no. But anyway, yes, so there's this company that makes whiskey. If you are interested in whiskey whatsoever, or maybe you've been wanting to dabble in it, but you're not quite sure where to start, Whistle Pig from Vermont, America, hit them up because they make some really damn good whiskey from the base level to the very top. It's all good. And that is the 15 year that he's showing you right there. Enjoy it. What we got was the 18 year, and I gotta say, man, it was some good ass shit.
Yeah, we were fans of it. 10-year.
I brought it up to some coworkers of mine because they asked, like, "Oh, what'd you do for your weekend anyway?" And so I told them, I was like, "Oh yeah, there for our best friend's wedding. Great time. It was really emotional, but we just had a great time as friends throughout the whole weekend. It was one of the best trips we've ever gone to. We've been doing this summer trip for like 10 years now, and my dog's
Shit,
starting to
it's
talk to
been
me. But anyway, I was just letting him know, like, but one thing we did day one, my best buddy and I, we went over to Total Wine, bought this 18-year rye ass whiskey, and thank God, sir, not 2 hours after buying it, we got to actually sip it. And God, it was one of the best things I've ever.
What an experience, right?
It was like giving my first fellatio. It was amazing.
It's my favorite whiskey. I think it's the best whiskey I've ever had. Period.
Yeah.
So far.
I'll say this. I enjoyed it neat, like no ice, but honestly, having it with a couple rocks in there just made me be able to appreciate just being able to toss it back a little bit more, sip it nicely, more consistently. It was a great glass of whiskey. Again, Whistle Pig, hit them up. You can find them everywhere. Enjoy yourself.
10-year is like my go-to. And 10 years, like $80. It's a little expensive, but it's worth it.
It's not your standard $30-$40 ass bottle of whiskey. It's you pay the extra $40, but for quality though, for sure. Oh,
$80 for this. This is what $80 will get you. For comparison, next to my head.
Tiny. But then again, he has a big head.
$80.
If you're not watching the video episodes, what are you doing? Beer Belly Podcast on YouTube. Search us. But okay, I got to ask you this. Now that we're feeling a little groovy now, we've had some of the triple IPA. Are you familiar with the actor Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yes.
Okay. What are the movies that come to mind off the top of your head? You can name it like one or two.
None. I know he played Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
And he played one recently that blew my mind. That was the first movie I actually seen him in.
Oh, I want to know what that was.
What was the?
Was it There Will Be Blood?
No.
Phantom Thread?
No.
Last of the Mohicans?
Okay, maybe not.
The Crucible?
Maybe.
Gandhi? My Left Foot?
I forget he did Gandhi. Which one?
My Left Foot? It's kind of a classic
name of
his.
A movie?
Yeah. Have I said Last of the Mohicans yet?
Yes, you have.
Okay. Well, how about Gangs of New York?
Never seen it.
Oh my God, I'm talking to the wrong guy then.
You definitely are.
All right,
100%.
Well, okay. Well, long story short, Daniel Day-Lewis. Just for those of you who may be unfamiliar with him and his work, he's an extreme, like, method ass, very much character actor. Like, he plays kind of a different role in every film he's in, except for maybe the exception might be loosely There Will Be Blood and Gangs of New York. People kind of compare those two characters to being somewhat similar. They're megalomaniacs, they're pure evil, they're darkness. Anyway, I was saying that he and his wife have the best marriage ever, because again, like, he plays all these different roles and he's extremely method to where he takes like months, if not years of his life to study these roles, right?
Oh wow, okay.
Oh no, yeah, like he's
Well,
like
I know he's considered like one of the best actors of all time, and he's only been in like 10
extremely,
movies. So he's
extremely, extremely.
movies, right?
And he takes his time choosing his next project. Like he doesn't just do blockbuster hits. Some of them happen to be blockbuster hits, but for the most part, he just wants to be in a movie for the sake of the art, and he makes a decent paycheck usually. Anyway, my thought was this: that, like I was saying, he and his wife must have the best fucking marriage ever because his wife doesn't have to worry about cheating. She can have sex with a fucking oil tycoon. She can have sex with a guy from New York who's racist against Irish people. She can have sex and make love with the 16th president of the United States. Like, it's the best fucking marriage you can be in. Am I wrong? It's easy.
You might be a little wrong, AJ.
I think that's cool because it's like,
Is this your coming out?
I'm just saying, like, he can be like,
ain't nothing wrong, AJ. I accept you.
as what?
Here are my hands. Come here.
I'm just saying that.
Tell me why you're jealous of his wife. Tell me. Yes, come.
All I'm saying is that they have the easiest marriage in the world because she doesn't have to worry about being in love with other men because she gets to love all of them that he's a part of. Really? Like, again, she gets to bang Abraham fucking Lincoln.
And how long have you thought about this, AJ?
Oh, a long time. He freed the slaves, okay?
You need to be liberated now, right?
Like the country in the 1800s or whatever. I myself need to be liberated. And only way that can happen is with Daniel Day-Lewis's love. Absolutely.
Makes sense. Yeah, he ain't gonna give it to you, so I see why you're on this rant. But yeah, cool. Just keep going.
See, I want a way for you and I to figure out how to make this funny. But now that I see that you're not well versed in his work, you and I need to watch like one of his heavy ass movies, like
Gandhi.
Phantom Thread. That's like one of his more recent works, and it's amazing. But it's such a dark movie.
Did he do any TV shows?
Maybe, but I don't think so. Not to my knowledge, anyway. He's all about.
Like I've seen him in something recently, but I'm looking at these movies and none of these look familiar.
Oh yeah, then you're just well, you're a terrible person, sir. That's the only way I could put it. That's the only way I could say it. But have you heard about this one game called Blackjack? That's the one. That's the question I have. Sorry. You should never do inside jokes for a podcast, but just know that if ever you want to throw any of your friends off in conversation, just ask them if they've heard about the game Blackjack. It doesn't have to be related to anything you're talking about, but we've had a great time.
That was the best inside joke of that weekend.
Oh, absolutely. It was recurring and even more recurring. Well, I remember at one point, I know that you and I were extremely wasted, but
yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, it snuck out of me there. What was, I don't think you'll remember because I certainly don't remember. I just remember you calling it out. Apparently you were extremely happy about you and I having like a big improv moment. What was that?
Selling our breast adhesive.
Oh, okay, never mind. Then I definitely know what it was. For some reason, I thought it was something else. Okay.
Were you thinking of something else? Was there something else?
Well, I know that you and I, after we did that, you and I had fun and we fucked around and we kind of had like little bits throughout the rest of that night, which was a crazy fucking night. Yeah, like, I think night 1 and night 3 were the craziest for sure. Yeah, because night 1 was the first night we were there. We had the.
Is that when we were up with Peter until like 2?
That was. No, it wasn't. Oh, that was night. No, that was like night 2.
The night before his wedding.
I don't know now.
We were up until 3 a.m. the night before his wedding.
That must have been night 1 then. That must have been night 1.
It was because we poured that second glass of that 18-year.
Yes, we did, and it was delicious. If ever you guys can put aside $400 to $500, do so for the Whistle Pig 18-year whiskey.
That much. It's not that bad.
If you're like us and you're able to divide that price by 4, then it's really not so bad. It's really not so bad at all. It's worth it. I promise you that. And we're not sponsored by them at all. Gotta say, sir, this is kicking my ass.
It's pretty smooth.
Oh yeah, extremely. But you could definitely taste the more brutishness of this beer compared to the last. I like
The
how we're
color
barely
is
talking about the
nice.
flavor of the beer now.
I actually brought it up earlier, but you continued with your rant. Which
No,
I
I
enjoyed.
remember. I slightly remember.
That's what a triple IPA did to you.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this: you own a Switch, sir.
Yes.
Do you think you will take advantage of Super Mario 3D All
No.
Stars? Well,
No.
hear me out. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
This is a triple header game of classic Mario games: Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. Each console exclusives once upon a time. Now they're re-releasing it, and apparently by like the end of this month or so, they're going to discontinue online and physical sales of the game.
That just sounds like a gimmick.
Well, unfortunately, this time it kind of is. Reason being
it
is
is.
well, do you know why? Like why it makes it an extra big gimmick?
Because it's like its 35th anniversary, some shit like that.
Well, I think 35 years is important because it's older than both you and I.
Yes.
But what gets me is this: like, I do love, believe me, I do love that they are doing like the 1080p version of Super Mario Galaxy. I think that's what I'm most hype about. But the problem is that they're not making Super
They're
Mario
not
Sunshine
remastering, right?
Super Mario Sunshine is not running at minimum 60 frames per second. Like it's still like a very base level game. To my knowledge, all they did with Super Mario Sunshine was widen the aspect ratio to 16:9, which is fine. But I mean, why are they just barely porting it to widescreen instead of just, I don't know, just upping everything about it? It kind of feels like a little bit of a ripoff.
So I have an answer for you.
Okay.
Play the emulators. There are better, higher quality versions of those games for free.
For free.
Of course, you should own the games, which I do actually own 2 out of the 3. So I can play the emulators legally.
You feel more justified in that regard because you spent your money once upon a time.
Yeah. You want me to show that 64 cartridge? I'll bring it next time.
Hey,
I got
man.
it.
I bought in every single all four of those games. By four, I mean Galaxy 1 and 2,
Yep,
which both
exactly.
are amazing games, though. By the way,
Galaxy 1 was really good. I never completed it,
oh,
but
okay.
it was good.
I got to the point where I unlocked Luigi, but that's not completing it though.
No, that's cheating. You looked at the cheats to get them quicker.
Nah, all you got to do is beat the story, and I think you unlock him right from the get.
Oh, I would have got them right click then. Odyssey, I don't even know what Odyssey's about. Did I beat it? Yes.
Some weird bunny freaks. That's all I know.
Exactly, AJ. You get me. I can be a dinosaur.
I know, right? Say no more. I can be a frog and hop like 30 stories up. That said, let me ask you this. What was your hype level when you realized you wiggle the Joy-Con and all of a sudden you're like, as Frog Mario?
I don't know if I remember that.
Oh, okay. Well, it stuck out in my mind because I was like, oh my God, this might be the most fun thing I'll ever play in the world. It was Super Mario Odyssey. I'll admit, couldn't tell you what the story was, but it's an amazing exercise of Nintendo creativity.
I feel like Mario 64 is a good example of that. You could really just roam around each world and just lose yourself.
Absolutely.
Which is what you're basically saying Odyssey is you would be in a world and you lose yourself. You weren't in a rush to beat the level. You just kind of enjoyed it. You ran around, you figured. I was a T-Rex more than I probably took to beat the game.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll admit this. The first time I played the level, I had a little fun jumping around as T-Rex Mario and all that, and then I went and I finished the level. But eventually,
you came back.
I went back.
You wanted to be a dinosaur again, right? You wanted to be able to go roar without looking like a weirdo.
You got to have your dinosaur. Exactly.
The tiny little dinosaur arms.
Absolutely. Oh, you're almost done, sir.
Oh, so good.
Well, I guess as am I. But one thing, one big reason why I brought up Peter's wedding earlier, I should say, is because, dude, I don't remember tasting it like this. Maybe it's because now we're on Beer Belly and everything, and we're taking the time to really process it all. But I don't remember it tasting this brutish throughout the weekend. And we finished like 2 cans, right?
Yes. 2 cans each. Or 1 can each. I'm sorry.
It didn't. Oh, we shared 1 can in total.
We had 1 can each.
Yes.
You had a can and I had a can.
Yes, that's right. And honestly, it didn't hit me the same way. It really didn't. But now I'm feeling it.
And you've had this a few times before this podcast.
This is the 3rd, I think. Yeah. At least 3rd, actually.
3rd, as in triple?
Oh. On that note, yes, take a drink.
We both make the same noise.
Yes, we did. And we both took a drink simultaneously.
Ooh.
Unscripted.
It was scripted, though. Completely scripted.
Right. So John and I were talking a couple weeks ago, and granted, I don't think we're going to go on the schedule quite yet, but we are leaning toward uploading at least the audio episodes, which should be the first iteration of each episode that you guys listen to or enjoy, whatever take in, on Thursdays. That's the goal. That way, it's kind of like the pre-weekend. You have a couple days left to enjoy the episodes, going on your commute to work, what have you. And then
don't you want to listen to my beautiful voice?
Oh, all the time.
On the drive to work about me getting drunk?
It's the only reason why I listen.
Makes sense.
But just to throw it out there for you who's watching or listening to have an option, if there's a certain day of the week where you feel like you would appreciate us like uploading stuff, let us know. Because honestly, the way that the schedule's working out now, we're aiming toward audio episodes being the first launching of each episode on Thursdays. And then from there, when we have time, we'll upload the video versions. Yeah, the video versions take a little while longer to upload. Therefore, they may not, it's not ideal for us to be able to upload them on the same day. I would love that, but it just doesn't quite work out that way. We both have day jobs, just the way it is.
Unless you want to pay for us to drink all day.
Yes.
And I'll quit my day job right now.
At that point, onlyfans.com/beerbellypod.
I'll show you my beer belly.
For $5 a month, yeah. Best believe.
Once a month, $5. $4.99.99.
We should probably ask our girlfriends if that's okay first.
You're right. I approve, AJ. Do it.
They're the only. I'm not trying to get beat right now, but at the same time, they're the only ones allowed to see our midriff every day.
Wait until we make a couple thousand, which will be very easy for us, and then we present the idea.
Yes, exactly.
I've been on the site for about 2 months. I've made 10 grand, easy 10 grand. Approve.
That said, as I mentioned earlier when John stepped away, if you guys have maybe you own a small business, whatever the case might be, maybe you like to do crafting on the side. If there are products that you make that you would like to make money from yourself, send them over to us, but reach out to us with beerbellypod@gmail.com. Let us know. We can do an unboxing during the show. That way you kind of get free publicity at that point. That would be really fun. And that we're kind of just really into collabing. So if you yourself run something beer related or whatever, maybe it's video game related, maybe it's comic book related, maybe it's movies. Yeah, let us know. We're big nerds, John and I. We're kind of all about like the anime manga art style and all that. And yeah, if his shirt wasn't testament enough, we're big fucking nerds.
I got a teddy bear collection.
And it's ever growing.
It's a mountain.
Hold on. So kind of an inside thing for those of you who didn't go with us to Vegas, which is everyone. Where are the 4 toads or 3, however many you guys took home? Spoiler alert, John and his girlfriend are really good at gachapon fucking crane games.
The toads are in a bag because we have too many teddy bears from all of the other visits.
You guys got to donate that shit eventually.
We're talking about it. That's what's going to end up happening.
Eventually, down the line.
That mountain can't grow anymore. It's pretty huge. Look at Wally staring right at us.
He's judging you. He's like, why would you let me be crushed like this?
I was not programmed for pain, but
Why do you hate me? We
Shut up,
gotta watch
Wally.
that movie again one day. That movie, by the way, looks amazing and immaculate on Blu-ray.
Oh, I need to watch it on my dad's TV.
Yeah, you do.
I still don't feel like I'm ready to watch that movie. Tears.
You don't watch that movie very often?
No, Tears.
Oh, you got him. It's such a great movie.
AJ,
When was the last
it's one
time
of
you
my
think you saw
favorite
that
movies.
movie? I know it is.
5 years ago. I don't like the way it makes me feel.
Makes you emotional?
Makes me just a little too emotional.
To be fair, Sin and I watched it earlier this year, but before that, yeah, it had been like 5-6 years since I had seen that film. So I agree with you. I feel you.
From like start to beginning, tears.
It's a good one, and that and like the old vaudeville kind of style to the film makes it that much fucking charming.
Very little words.
Yes, and you don't need that many.
You don't. I'm already starting to tear up a bit. I'm gonna stop.
All right. On that note, we'll call it an episode for the day. Do you have anything left to drink? You have a bigger bottle than I do, sir. I'm jealous. Oh, you finished it all? Damn. All right, then. Well, John, take us away. Let the people know where they can find us across the world. Because, again, there's going to be weeks where maybe we can't upload episodes of the podcast, but obviously we still upload content throughout the week anyway on the socials. Tell them what's up.
You can hit us up at Beer Belly Pod at Instagram, Twitter, and at Gmail. Give us some suggestions. As long as your alcohol does not make us blind, we will drink it.
But we might consider it just in case anyway.
Yeah. If we're desperate and we're poor and we need some alcohol, send it. If it'll make it blind, why not?
You're going to feel it really well. Just put some eye drops in your eyes and you're going to feel it amazingly. Beyond drunk.
We're totally open to trying just about anything that is alcohol that'll get us there. We're down to party. I think that's the best way to put it.
Well, I too am down to party.
No, AJ. I am down to party. But
well, the thing is that you're down to party, but I was down to party first, is what's important.
But I've been partying since the day that you've been partying.
See, that's funny that you say that because I've been partying longer than you've been alive because technically I'm an old fucking man and was born first. But I'll still die first, though.
Okay, Boomer. You right. So you can follow us at Beer Valley Pod. Again, Gmail, Instagram. Instagram, Twitter. Yep. Hit us up. We have suggestions. I'm so intoxicated. I don't even know where you can follow us.
Just let us know what we should be drinking next. If it's liquor, if it's beer, if it's flavored fucking water, let us know. Again, if there's products that you think, or if there's beers out there in the world or whiskeys or wines, whatever that you think that we should drink, email us. Again, beerbellypod@gmail.com. Reach out so that way we can learn about a company that we've never heard about. We're not experts. We just pretend to be, I guess.
Send us recommendations, comments, critiques. We do look at your comments. We do respond.
Yep.
Let us know.
Please rate us everywhere you can. That would be helpful.
I need all of the stars. I'm
the ratings,
and I need alcohol. Give me my alcohol
now. God damn it. Fuck.
Again, watch the YouTube video.
I've been watching Ozark. I know how this works. Anyway, again, you taking the time to review this podcast and rating it means a lot. It helps out a fuckload. So 5 stars, 120 stars, whatever you can do, help us out. And if you have friends who also you think might enjoy this, let them know. Again,
enjoy it.
The wider audience we have, the better. John introduced me to quite a few podcasts over the years, one being The Weekly Planet, and now I can't get enough of that show. So
it's amazing.
You can do the same for your friends. I would love that a lot. So anyway, I think that'll do it. Let us know what we should be drinking for the next few episodes. Have a good one. Bye.